Hello, hello. Welcome to the Faust Normalized series, to what seems to be the last episode in the series. I'm so happy with the feedback and the love that I've seen for these episodes, and I'm really glad everybody enjoyed them. Let me know if in the future you'd like me to make videos on the aerial buttons. I don't know if it is as necessary since they're a bit more specific. I'll consider it in the future for sure. But for now, this is the final episode, and we'll talk about this button, 2D. I'm very glad I started doing this series after the last patch, because before this patch, this button, well, it was very different, let's just say it this way. So, as always, and for one final time, supposedly, let's start with what we always do, break down the information, data, hitbox and hurtbox, and all the frames that you need to know. After that, we'll go into general uses, neutral combos, and all the other pressure stuff they use 2D for, right? And we'll end with combos, optimal and intermediate combos that you should know and learn for 2D, how to confirm from it, and what you do with it on hit and on counter hit. So yeah, let's get started. 2D is a 12 frame low, okay? As you can see, 12 frame, this. It's a relatively far-reaching poke, okay? So I'll go from about here, it should hit, yeah. Okay, so around here whiff, but around here, hit, okay? So that's pretty far. It's not as far as like our far slash, right? Our far slash will already reach here. And it's not as far as 5H, which reaches about here too, right? But it hits in round start range, which I think is like pretty notable for a 2D. So that is very nice. It has 3 frames of actives. Okay, 3 frames. Not too bad, not too good. Just a bit more active than far slash and 2H. It has 18 frames of recovery, which, considering prior Faust moves, is pretty normal. It is very similar to far slash in that sense. That has 20. They're both like about just as active, like both start at 12 frames. Far slash is 2 frames active, 2D is 3 frames active, and it has 18 frames of recovery, so 2 less than far slash. So comparing it to far slash, I think it's very useful. Well, anyway, it is -4 in block, which is a very important part. So this is a level 3 move. So unlike far slash, that is level 2, it's a level 3 move, which is very good. It makes it -4 on block, which makes it safe. And yes, it just generally makes it safe because even though it's -4, some characters have 4 frame punishes. It has immense pushback, which was added in the last patch. So this pushback, as you can see, the enemies get flown all the way over there. They can press whatever they want. Like I can set my opponent to press 5P or something like that. I'm gonna be way out of range. You see, like even if I extend my hurt box, it doesn't really hit. Like no matter how far I extend it. If you're closer, of course, you may get hit. But this is like normally you'll be around here when you hit 2D. Anyway, it has a decent hurt box. You're not too like upward extended. Maybe I'll show this. Just give me a moment. Pull this up. Gotta go in the dust loops. Okay, this picture. Okay, so as you can see, hurtbox is not extended too much, but it does go pretty far. It's not disjointed, but I think this is a very good hitbox for a 2D. So overall, great button to throw out. Now, unlike far slash, okay, I'll use a lot of far slash comparisons because I think they're pretty important. Also 2H comparisons, I should say. 2H, sorry. So 2D does not have any cancel options in terms of Gatlings. It can only be canceled into special buttons. So you got your thrust, mix, and of course this, and item toss. And ever since they changed the pushback, this character's options to cancel the specials became a bit better, since when you push the opponent's back, they have to kind of commit to catch item toss, which you can stop with either thrust or mix, especially if you have meter. So you definitely got like more options now. You'll play similar RPSs as you do with 2H. So as you know, with 2H, you kind of left in the same position. But 2H is a level 4 move, so your special cancels are a bit better. So like this can be a true string, while this is never really a true string. 2D mix will usually frame trap for 5-frame buttons from up close, but normally in the range where you throw it out, just here, it will actually get hit or trade with 5-framers. Thrust is really good in case they are mashing. You can catch a lot of fast mash options. So you'll use Thrust to kind of catch them when they try to catch mix. So if you have meter and you do a lot of this, maybe people will try to kind of push you out and hit you with a 5-framer. That's where Thrust kind of goes into the picture. Otherwise, Thrust is not really used that much in this situation. In my opinion, you don't really want to use it too much after 2D. Since after 2D, opponents are more likely to either air dash to you or to just react with a 6p. So keep your Thrust usage mostly to people mashing right after 2D. Now with the new pushback, it makes it pretty good. Before, if you did 2D into Thrust, you usually just kind of get hit. Now, like around here, you'll get this kind of situation. Okay, so make sure you keep aware of the spacing. Right here, mix is a bit better. Doing nothing is better. Over here, Thrust becomes a bit better. Mix becomes a bit worse, and item becomes a bit better. Now, something else you should kind of pay attention to is if opponents are FDing you. Before you saw the pushback, with FD, you are really far from the opponent, right? You can see this, like, even your far slash doesn't reach by now, 2H doesn't reach. So, like, 6H becomes free tip range after that. Not that I'm saying you should be pressing 6H, just saying, you know, to gauge the distance. So 2D, when the opponent really likes FDing, if you're doing like things like 5k 2D, right? You'll see you got like a big gap. The opponent will have to commit to catch an item toss. So keep that in mind. If you see opponents like being passive, this is like kind of when you can start, okay, yeah. Kind of start stopping them and getting them to kind of commit into you. And when they start committing, you can start framing 5k 2D into a button or 5k 2D into like walk back button, depending on what the opponent likes doing. All the opponents have different options, of course. So these are kind of like RPSs you'll play with 2D. Once you have meter, the main button you'll use to threaten is mix normally, but you can of course do things like the scarecrow tricks. The main problem is that unlike level 4 moves, scarecrow trick is a bit more fake against 2D, so you have to be very on point to kind of frame trap 3-framers, and against characters with 4-framers it will just become kind of fake, or you'll have to go for a 5p, which is not great. You don't really want to waste 50 meter to go for a 5p, so just keep these things in mind. But you can still, of course, use these kind of tricks if you do want to, or if your opponent is like less prepared, basically. So you can do something like this. Anyway, these are all things you can do with 2D on block. You'll play a lot of these RPSs. A lot of time, you'll be able to do things like 2D into J2K for people who do like this kind of like dash block option. I don't know why I'm not getting it right now. Yeah, so something like this. It'll catch a lot of these kind of like dash lows. People like doing these dash lows because they'll think you'll walk backwards or backdash after 2D. So they kind of want to close the distance and do like a low profile move. This happened a lot with a lot of DLC low profiles. Or people who just like engaging with lows. So 2D into J2K is not bad at all. Another like option you can kind of do is for people who like doing things like, let me actually just record this because I think it would be more reliable if I do. So let's say they like doing something like this because they're trying to catch your item toss, which is like something they do want to do. So you could be using an air dash immediately after it. I actually picked this up from Nage. I've seen him do this a bit and I didn't get why. So apparently he's kind of like targeting people trying to like air dash over him, and you can like do a punish like this with JP, or you could just like go for pressure with JH if you think you'll be a bit slow. You can drift a bit upwards for like a for a JSJH as well. So you got like a bunch of like options, which are solid. I think the JP one is very strong. But yeah, so you can do all these kind of games. Of course, this is very committal, and you only want to press JP if you react to an opponent doing something. But you know, this is just like options that you can use, depending on what the opponent likes to do. The main goal for you, in my opinion, when you use 2D, is to get the opponent to sit back and not press anything, because that's when you can pull out items. But in order for you to be able to pull out items, you need to be able to kind of shut your opponent down. So thrust, mix, air dashes. This is kind of like a J2K option if they're doing lows, right? Is an option. And of course, you can just press like this if you think your opponent is trying to commit to something big. And you can get like a nice punish. Or not punish, but like a nice trap. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things you can do after 2D on block. Just blocking is also okay. Like you're basically in neutral since -4 and just kind of sit like almost a screen apart. So a lot of tricks like this, they're all very similar to tricks you can play with 5H, but you're basically in a better frame situation since 2D is -4 and not -7. So you got like, the options are a bit better, is basically it with 2D compared to 5H. Anyway, in neutral, you'll use 2D for a few things, generally speaking. So one of them will be to catch people doing this kind of like mid-range options. So let's say the opponent likes doing these kind of like run a far slash and you're like over here. 2D will be a way to kind of counter that while also countering buttons like 6P. So I kind of mentioned it in the 2H video that like your other way to catch people doing 6Ps is 2D. 2H sometimes gets hit because of the extended hurt box. Since 2D doesn't do that, despite having less range, it will actually be very good at like catching people doing 6P even here, right? And then you basically get the same combo anyway. So like if I do this or if I do this, this is basically the same combo generally speaking. So 2D in many cases is just better. As a whiff punish, it's better as well. Like if the 2H hits late, you only get a soft knockdown and you pull out an item, right? I just want to show it. Yeah, you got an item, but you're not 2+. With 2D, you get to pull an item and you can even run some Oki. So generally speaking, 2D is a bit better in terms of reward on average. It has a bit less range, but less likely to get hit. It will beat out similar options and has less recovery, so it's less prone to whiff punishing by air dashes and things like that, even though it does still have 18 frames of recovery. So all these things are things to keep in mind when you're trying to challenge. You'll challenge similar things as 2H. You're calling out a lot of options. Also, 2D will be decent to call out options that are just lows like this. If people really like doing these kind of like run 2P, run 2Ks, like 2D wouldn't be too bad to kind of like throw it out. As you can see, you can get hit there. It's hard for me to time this out, but yeah, like this, you basically catch their recovery when you do that. So you'll do a lot of like walk back 2Ds because you're trying to upset the spacing people are going for. Okay, so this is kind of like how you use this button in neutral. You do not anti-air with this move. Our lows don't anti-air. I don't know why some do, but our lows don't. So yeah, you'll basically do that. You'll get a hard knockdown. It's one of your few ways to get a hard knockdown, so it's very important to use. And it'll be very good versus a lot of these like buttons that I mentioned, mostly 6P being like the most important one that you want to counter as Faust. Okay, what other uses does 2D have? Okay, 2D is very good in block strings, and you may ask yourself why. Now use 2D as a block string can only be accessed to from 5K, 2K, and close slash, right? You can't cancel far slash into 2D. So you may ask yourself, why would I cancel into 2D from something like close slash? Okay, we'll explain it in a moment. So from 2K and 5K, 2D is basically like it's a low. It lets you like finish your string safely. It lets you threaten like a counter hit or like a hard knockdown. so you can like reset a bit more or like catch people doing shit, right? This is kind of like the use of 2D. From close slash, 2D is a true string low. Now, 2H is also a true string low, but 2H is more committal. So let's say your opponent really likes backdashing, right? Just realize I have to record the opponent backdashing because otherwise it doesn't work. So this is a true string, right? But when your opponent presses backdash and not just like the AI is set to backdash, so now I'll do like a, yeah, costume 1. Okay, so I'm recording him backdashing. So when the opponent is set to backdash, okay, as you can see, he's getting hit. Why did he get hit? You may ask yourself. Well, the reason is that when you're trying to backdash and your opponent presses a low, you'll get hit. That's just the way things are, okay? So I could be doing a close slash 2H to call out, but 2D is safer. So that's what you use 2D for. It's good versus backdashing people. A lot of people don't know this. I actually learned this super late into the game because nobody explained this to me, and I don't think the tutorial says anything about this. So this was very important to learn because a lot of people like backdashing Faust. Backdashing Faust, as you remember, is really good on like how do I don't know how I will explain this. Yeah, backdashing Faust is like really good, as we explained in the far slash and 2S videos. So if you got like a close slash, people might start mashing just like backdash, which is why I like resetting a lot, right? Like this. But 2D is another way to kind of check your opponent for like backdashes. So keep that in mind. Just, it's a good tool, okay? Even if you fuck it up, you still get like a safe string in there. And you can threaten your specials, or you can simply, yeah, just go back, and that's okay. So keep that in mind versus backdashers. If you do get it, of course, it is very nice for you. You get like the item toss and like a meaty. So you can start like getting momentum from there. Anyway, that's like 2D use to counter backdashes. Other than that, 2D is just mostly a neutral tool, as I mentioned. It will call out 6Ps. Some specific specials are kind of bad to it. Sometimes you'll punish certain things with it. So like you'll just try to like get like a 12 frame punish sometimes with 2D. It works on things like Milia's hair car, for example, in some spacings. Usually we go for far slash 2H, but sometimes the hard knockdown is a bit better than far slash 2H. So keep that in mind. I can kind of show you, I guess, the damage difference. A lot of times we'll go for far slash 2H, 65, and this is 35. The damage difference is not big. It's like 30 damage, but you get the hard knockdown, so it's kind of up to you. You should know. Of course, like if you have meter, you can do things like this, so far slash 2H becomes a bit better. But with 2D, if you have meter, you can also do decent combos. A bit worse, yes, but you can do good combos for sure. So with that said, let's talk about combos and confirms. What do you do with 2D? Okay, so 2D on normal hit doesn't actually launch the opponent. Technically, it does put the opponent in the air, as you can see if I RC. Even if I PRC, right? I can pick up for a combo, right? Like this. But it doesn't launch the opponent into any combo for you. Thrust whiffs, mix will OTG hit, and make sure you actually do it correctly, or you will get hit out of it. So 2D lets you OTG hit. You can of course do something like this too, or 2H if you'd like, and toss an item. But mostly you just get like item toss into Oki, right? You'll do something like this. You can do like an air dash, or you can just melee the opponent like this and combo however you like, right? So, or combo if you get a hit, of course, but just have pressure because you medied. You can do a timed safe jump on the opponent from 2D. It's a bit annoying because it's very spacing dependent, as you can see. Personally, I don't go for this often. I like doing the 5k. If the character has reversals, I may threaten command grab on wake up, which I usually don't with. Okay, just saying. And basically you'll play this kind of like normal wake up game, but usually you'll play it with an item, which hopefully will be in your favor. I made a whole video on like 2D knockdowns into items. I think it's still very valid. Some things there aren't super important to learn, but they do teach you about how to kind of play off items after a 2D knockdown. So you can check that video out. I'll try to remember to link it in the description, but it exists in my video playlists. So for a normal hit, you don't really get a combo. You can choose to OTG with either mix to stay close, 2H to get an item and be far, or 2D if you're afraid of whiffing the 2H for some reason. So all these are options that you can go for. Technically, you can go for a 2P OTG. I know some people like doing that near the corner. I'm not sure why they like doing that. You can technically do it, but I think it's because they can like threaten these kind of like weird vague scenarios where they do like 2P, they run and they like grab you. So these are things you can do on normal hit. On counter hit, you get a normal mix loop confirm. Okay, mix is still the only thing that you generally combo from this. I'll go into the thing I just did. This is the first confirm you want to learn. You'll do mix, and if you have mix loops, then you'll get close slash mix. You can go for close slash 2S here. It will make the mix drop in mid screen. So let's say I'm like here, mix after a close slash 2S. If you do it like this, it will drop towards the end. So just keep that in mind if you do want to go for it. You can go for close slash 2S thrust as well if you'd like to keep your opponent far away. Both are viable. And if you're closer to the wall, you can go for something like JK. I'll do it with 5K because from 2D it's a bit less consistent to go for a close slash there, right? After mix. So if you do mix into close slash JK, I think it normally just whiffs. Maybe it works only on lightweights. So if you do that mix confirm, you can do JK into mix and break the wall, which I didn't do because something happened just now in my brain. Anyway, so these are like the normal confirms that you'll do from 2D. Normally, you'll hit a 2D from pretty far away, so the next combo is going to be less relevant. But if you're close enough when you hit a 2D, you can actually get a 5K or a close slash pickup. Now, generally speaking, this is more optimal since you confirm into a 5K or a close slash, which is better than confirming into mix in terms of damage. It is a bit like inconsistent. If you confirm to 5K, you'll have to do like a car mix there. So not the easiest combo to confirm into like this. Then you can go for this kind of wall break from mid screen, which is very good. It's very worth it if you can do it. Like 176 and positive compared to I think like 116. Yeah, and like pressure. So up to you which one you want to go for. If you're close enough for a close slash, this becomes super good, right? Because you get like this combo, right? If you're close enough to the corner, this will wall break as well. The close slash one is less consistent at wall breaking than the 5K one. Maybe that is something you want to keep in mind. So like as you see, 5K, since it pushes the opponent further away, it makes it so the wall break is more consistent. But for close slash, you'll see I'll start from the same position. Oh, sorry. Okay, this one broke. Sometimes it doesn't. So just keep that in mind. At the corner, if you do hit this, this becomes way easier to combo from. Oh, sorry. It used to be more easy to combo from, but since they implemented the pushback, it's a bit harder. So now in the corner, it's a bit less likely that you'll get it, but you can get these kind of pickups, which are super nice. They do a lot of damage. So keep that in mind. 2D into like a 5K. Sometimes it's worth like trying to get this combo. Because it really does do a lot of damage. This is like a super easy confirm. We do like 5K into JSJH, close slash 2S mix. Super easy combo to go for, just a bit inconsistent in terms of the pickup. So it's up to you if you want to go for it. If you have like dash momentum, it will work more often. So I mean, that's something you want to keep in mind. But just like raw like this is pretty rare that it happens. Let me just Yeah, let's do it like this. This is like usually the spacing where you'll get it, where you do like 5K 2D or you do like a close slash 2D, right? So as you can see, normally from these spacings, it doesn't really work. Um, Sometimes here this kind of works. So yeah, just keep these things in mind, um, just as options that you may use in the future. Other than that, you'll mostly just confirm into mix, mix, mix. Which is fine because you can still break the wall if you want to. Okay, just remember that you can still break the wall. Of course, if you have meter, now we're gonna get meter into the game. I'll get meter into the counter hit game first to kind of explain. Of course, on all mix loops, you can do all the normal mix loops trick. So like JDBRC works perfectly fine into this combo where you 6H to wall break. You can, of course, go for a close slash into super or close slash 2S into super, whichever one you prefer. This generally breaks the wall from mid-screen. Generally speaking, this can sometimes whiff, but here, you see even here, breaks the wall. So it is a reliable source of damage and pressure. So if you do want to go for it when you have meter, it's not bad at all. Now, let's go back to normal hit with meter. When you have normal hit, normally you'll have to just kind of like RC like this to get a combo. So let's talk about like which combos you get where. So as always, mid screen, up RC into 6-8 Scarecrow gives you this kind of combo. Now the way you combo here is, since it's a low, is to either go for a 5K to keep your spacing a bit better and give you more height. So like 5K, JS, JH, into close slash 5H or close slash JD, both are fine. Into 6H, as you can see, 220 damage, very, very nice. The other way is you go for the close slash, but by God, you're careful, okay? Because as you can see, it's so easy to drop this. Personally, I go for the 5K. Yeah, you can get this, as you can see, it's very tight. It can cause the side switch to happen. So, yeah, I recommend the 5K. If you really don't want to, you can do, let me try and show it. You can do close slash 5K, and then do like a 5K mix to break. Personally, I think it's just more consistent if you do like the 5K JS JH. That's the combo I recommend. If you get like a low kind of splat, as you saw there, where you hit them kind of low to the ground, you can always do close slash 2S mix and end at the wall, or do the close slash no, I think it's close slash 5K mix, right? I'm missing something, I'm pretty sure. Okay, do this combo. This combo is good. I'm probably forgetting something. The other way to combo this, which is the more common one, since you'll hit 2D from pretty far, is to RC forward. Okay, RCing forward is super useful. Basically, you can run them into a 5K JSJH, into a close slash 6H Frost 6H Ender. So let me do this again. So you hit, even from super far away, you run a bit, 5K JSJH, air dash JH, close slash 6H Frost into a 6H. This is a super useful route. It works on a lot of different hits as well, but on 2D, this will be like pretty useful. It lets you RC forward, giving the RC hit consistency. You can do close slash JSJH. It's a bit harder, especially on the heavies. It does give a bit more damage, as you can see, but it's not a big difference. So going for the 5K is perfectly fine, okay? Just remember that. Going for the 5K is fine. You're not missing out on a lot. Technically, you can go for a 5K JH if you get like a really good bounce like this. This is kind of spacing dependent, so again, up to you and your preferences. As you can see, you get like this combo. It's the same combo. It does a bit more damage, but it's a bit less consistent, so these are always choices you'll have to make, whether you want consistency or a bit more damage. This is 2 or 3 damage difference from the other 5K combo, I think. So not a big deal, for sure. Right? Could definitely do something else. Yeah, let's see. The other one was 209. This is 214. So yeah, just make your choices, okay? It's your game. You'll choose which combos you like doing. For easier combos, you can just go for something like close slash SGH into like close slash 2S mix and break with 6H. As you can see, you lose a bit of damage, like 18, but if you really struggle with the pickup, then it's like okay to go for this. You're not losing too much, and that is fine. Let's kind of show how the combos look like when you combo them from like 5k 2D. Just to show, this is still like very viable to do from like other confirms into 2D. So just keep that in mind that you can still do these combos. Even if 2D is like the second hit, it still works. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Other combos that you want to do from normal hit is, I guess, just like RCing at the wall. Now at the wall, you can do a fast RC or a hard RC. So if you do hard RC, you can go backwards for a scarecrow combo. It is an option. It's a bit hard to confirm this. Personally, I don't even do this myself since I just find it like a bit annoying to confirm. So when I do it, I'll just mostly go like upwards, and you can either do like a 6H into close slash 2S mix to keep wall, or you can go for a JSJH, 5k JSJH, close slash 5H. This is super consistent combos. It works on heavies, and as you can see, deals about 200 damage, which is pretty good. There are like different variations which are a bit less consistent as well, so you can do, sorry, let me just do like a normal combo. So close slash SJH into something like this. This is also very nice. It does a bit more damage. So let me just show this again. So you do a close slash SJH, close slash right? Close slash SJH. Bum, 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 bum. I'm forgetting something, surely. Because I just did it. Maybe 5k JSJH? Yeah. You can do close slash AD. This is not the combo I just did. I'm missing 1 damage. Probably because I did close slash or something. But yeah, close slash JSJH, close slash. You can go for like close slash JHH into 6H. I keep changing the combos I'm using. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm not trying to confuse anyone. I'll probably go into the video later and see what I did differently. To kind of like understand what's wrong with me and how I think. I wonder if you can get... Nah, there's nothing. Well, it looks like you can get like a JSJH combo like this into close slash 6H thrust. Yeah, okay. That seems like a fun route that does a lot of damage. Okay, so here, I didn't have this in mind when I started the video, but this seems like a super good combo. So if you want to go for it, it looks pretty cool. I'm doing up RC into JSJH, JSJH, close slash 6H, thrust, 6H. This is a solid route. If you get like a 5k 2D frame trap where you do close slash 2D and they try to backdash and you hit them, this seems pretty good. Not gonna lie, it seems pretty good. Anyway, you can do hard RCs for like big damage, or you could do a fast RC. Now, if you're doing a fast RC, you'll usually cancel into a close slash, right? Like this. You're mostly doing it to kind of like save meter. So you want to make sure that you're just getting like this kind of combo, super simple. As you can see, the damage difference is not big, but you don't get the meter penalty, which is super good, especially if you're not sure if you're gonna hit and you just want to keep your pressure after after 2D. So you could be doing something like this. It takes a bit of practice to get this to work proper, but the combo itself is pretty simple. So it's like a close slash to SJH, close slash to S mix. Super simple, very effective. You can do the same thing with 5k. It makes a think a bit easier to do, but it does wall break a bit faster. So depending on the wall damage, you might prefer finishing with like a 5H or a delayed thrust. Let me just show you how that looks like. Thrust. Yeah, sometimes when the wall damage is a bit higher, you can get like a thrust to break the wall there. Otherwise, going for that like I actually wonder. Let's try something here. 5k 6H thrust. Nah, Okay, sorry. I was hoping I could get something there. Maybe I could get something by doing 5k, 5k? Like this. Okay. Yeah, that would be like a consistent combo, most likely. Okay, so I haven't checked this on heavy. I can check it in the future. As you can see, 187 or 191. Both are solid damage for a fast RC combo. And it does let you to maintain pressure, especially if you're doing like the forward drift thing that I'm doing there. So I'm doing the forward drift into fast RC cancel. Not bad at all. Worth trying, worth doing. Maybe you'd like it. Maybe you'd enjoy it. Okay? So you can keep these in mind. Okay, so these are all sorts of combos you can do when you're near the wall, when you're back against the wall. Normally 2D, don't really hit it and confirm it like this. This is not really a thing, but I'm going to show it. Just in case you're in that situation and you're like, oh damn, Juxta didn't teach me that combo, I don't know what to do. This is the combo, okay? 218 damage, pretty good, I would say. I think it's pretty good. So I'm doing a backdrift RC, Scarecrow K, close slash JHH. You can do close slash 6H if you're on point enough. If not, just do close slash JD or close slash 5H. Honestly, it's not a big deal. I won't be angry, I promise. 216 versus 218. You're doing okay, you know? When guts kick in or like higher defense characters, there's really only 1 damage usually, or 2 damage difference. Anyway, these are kind of like combos you'll do with meter on normal hits around the screen. When you get counter hit, I mentioned you can do the mix loop stuff at the wall. Picking up with 5k becomes a bit easier once you get that. So like, if you do get a counter hit at the wall, it becomes like super good. Right, to do something like this, you can end on super. At the corner, if you do get a counter hit for some reason, you either can try to go for this kind of like 5k RC thing, and you get to do these kind of like combos that are pretty good. But as you can see, the consistency can be a bit annoying. Right, so up to you if you do want to go for them. If not, confirming into mix and then just side switching. I don't know what happened there. So yeah, just confirming into mix and side switching is perfectly fine. Doing a combo like this if you want to keep pressure, or what was I doing? Dude. Mix PRC. Yeah, doing something like this, which doesn't work because I did a low. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, doing a combo like this is fine. It deals solid damage. Not the best ever because you're confirming into mix. If you can confirm it from like 1 hit, just do like a normal RC into something like this. Low slash JH, it will wall splat and you do 6H. As you can see, you can break the 200 damage, so this is a bit better. So you either RC confirm, you can do normal RC, no reason to do anything bigger than that. And either keep wall or go for something better. I wonder if you can do knee fingers. Yeah, something like this. Would it do more damage? Yeah. So you got all these kind of like routes of juggles. If you're unsure whether you can kill or not, doing mix is always a sure way to kind of stick the opponent. As you can see, still does solid damage even with mix. Just make sure you do the mix as late as you can. That is kind of like the rule of mix. You don't want to lose damage for using it in your combos. Just want to do it when you kind of have to break the wall. Okay, so these are all sorts of ways you can combo. If you do have to combo into mix, or if you already confirmed into it, that is fine. You can always like come back, right? You just kind of run the other way. And you can confirm like this. This is like what I would do. So I side switch. I do a close slash JSJH, 5k, 6h, thrust. It's a very consistent combo to do. It works on heavies too. The close slash 6h isn't as consistent, which is why I'm not recommending it. And the damage difference is not really as good as you'd like it to be. So that's why I use this. If you do end up doing like the loop already and you kind of like, oh, I still want to do damage, you can always go into super mid screen. It's not the end of the world. It'll give you like a hard knockdown and the damage is still solid. If you do want to get that wall break anyway, you can, okay, me fucking up a mixed loop because I'm being lazy. Okay, you can try to do like a JSJH there. It's a bit hard to get. Yeah, if you drift forward, you're not getting it at all. I wonder if it's only usable on lights or if I'm doing it wrong. I know you can do JH, but give me like a moment to try it. See if I can get it. It might just be a light thing, where you can only do it on lightweights. It seems like if I try to do it too fast, it doesn't work. Let's check if I can do it if I do. No, no shot. Yeah, so just generally speaking, if you want to get the wall break, you'll have to RC the mix, which is fine. Just side switch like this, or the other way with close slash. Do the landing, and yeah, the combo I showed. Okay, it's a good combo. 5K, 6H, thrust. And mash that 6H. You can also do thrust at the end there. I'm just doing 6H because I know it's going to hit. So do whichever one you want. Anyway, in mid-screen, we already mentioned mix loops and doing like super combos are great. At the corner, we covered it. So basically, we covered everything. This is the last episode. Maybe I'm extra rumbly today and I talk more than I need to because I know it's the last episode. It's been super fun working on this series. I say work, but I mostly just turn off my recording. Oh, turn on my recording, fuck up in the lab, and send it out to YouTube. So I hope everybody enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll see you around with the next type of videos I'll make. Let me know if you want to hear about like aerial buttons and what I have to say about them. Let me know if you don't, I guess. No, actually don't do that. Only tell me if you want to hear about it. I'll know if you don't, okay? And yeah, thanks for watching the entire series, I guess, or just this video if you're for a lazy one and you just watched this one, okay? As a wrap up, I would say I think the most important videos in the list are probably the K buttons. I really recommend checking them out. I think they're the most important, and after them probably like probably the P buttons. I think they're the most misused buttons, or like the most to understand about buttons. So yeah, make sure you give them like a small check. I know most people come for these videos for the combos, but I think it's also important to learn how to use the buttons and kind of understand them on a deeper level. Anyway, till the next video, I guess. I'll see you around. And this was Faust Normalized. He's normal now. Bye-bye.